Okay, so this video is about being a clear communicator. And being a clear communicator is every teacher's bedrock. We have to be lucid, precise communicators because we're teaching students how to do things that they probably have never been introduced to. Also, a lot of our classrooms today, in the US especially, are multi-ethnic and multilingual. So it's especially critical that we communicate in English, if that's what you teach in, very clearly. Also, we have to remember that when we're teaching, we have to speak in a different way than when we're around friends or colleagues. With them, we're in a conversation, there's a lot of assumptions, there's a lot of shared knowledge, but in front of students, that's not necessarily the case. So we have to remember that, and we have to alter how we speak, be extra clear and extra lucid. I like that word. Okay, so what that means is clarity is paramount. And clarity should supersede being cool or funny or interesting. Now, in other videos, we talk about how being cool and funny and interesting is key. It's very important. But clarity must come first. Beyond clarity, we have to be able to develop the ability to emphasize. So, number one is don't talk in a monotone all day, because then all points, even the ones that you want to emphasize, just kind of get drowned out. Talking in a monotone is not good. That's one thing. There are several others. So here are a few techniques that we have for being able to provide emphasis. Emphasis is key. Number one is to, let's say you're speaking and you're speaking at a certain pace, and then you want to slow down your pace when you make a key point. When you slow down, people tend to start to listen. And so that modulation can make students suddenly pay attention. That's very important. Also, move your body. So you can be making one point and then make another point, and just by these little subtleties, that will cue them to pay attention to that chunk of words differently. Or step one versus step two. So that's a visual indicator that can go into their brain, and as well as your audio indicator that you just said step one and step two. You can just elucidate extra clearly. And again, this goes back to the fact that a lot of our students maybe are learning English for the first time, but they're certainly probably learning that topic for the first time. Next, or fourth point, is to just briefly pause after a key point. So, for instance, in my environmental science class, I might say that methane is actually the most potent greenhouse gas, which few people know. But we tend to emphasize carbon dioxide because it's more prevalent in our atmosphere. So even just a brief pause can make people realize, hey, wait, something was just important there and I should probably listen. Last is really just, we would recommend watching TV network news anchors. They do a very good job of providing emphasis, and it's probably too much, but if you underemphasize and if you maybe have a monotone sort of style, then watching them can help. They can pull you in the right direction because they move quite a bit and they modulate their tone almost comically at times, but it gets the job done because we pay attention. So if you like these ideas, we go more in depth into them in our teacher style videos, where we talk about being a head teacher or a heart teacher or a body teacher or a spirit teacher. So you can look for those videos. Those are good as well. Also, at the end, those are the basic ideas I want to convey in this video. We also want to just review very briefly, and a way to sort of review and process this and get better is just to make a video of yourself in class teaching. So you can take your own camera and have a student video you, or just put it on a tripod for 15 or 20 minutes in an average lesson. And when you get that home, we would recommend first just listening to it, and you can listen for, pace, volume, tone, emphasis, and then even have a friend listen to that, maybe another teacher or just a civilian, and they can listen to that too. And then next, watch the video and look for visual cues. what do you do with your body language, other physical cues or tendencies, something that might be distracting, like if you go like this every 30 seconds, hey, I never knew I did that. It's amazing what you might do and you never knew that you did. And then zero in on your strengths and weaknesses and, hone them. So you can work on them at home and, make videos. You can practice in the mirror. And when you come up with a video where you can talk about your strengths and weaknesses or just exhibit your strengths and weaknesses, we would love to include that video snippet into a library of videos on our site. So you can share that with your online teacher support community and contribute to our online teacher library. That would be amazing. Okay, that's all for this video. Thanks for joining us.